Hey everybody, it's Scrapping here, and today we're going to be talking about concept, design, and then we're going to do a series all the way to the finished product of the 1-of-1 Redneck Metals bar. Alright, so with any project you end up coming up, with that you want to do, when it's a crafty project, you need an idea, right? Well, I've always been kind of an idea guy, and not necessarily the most talented to get from beginning to end. Usually, even in my own profession, I use other people's talents to get the product or whatever that I'm looking to get. But I figured I have to make this. I'm a pourer with Redneck Metals, and it's my month to make a 1-of-1 bar, and I wanted to share the process in which I'm getting from A to B. So here we are, blank piece of paper. So I did come up with an idea that I wanted to make the bar. I want to make it look like an old Chevy truck. I thought it'd be cool, but then I thought, okay, I want an old Chevy truck, but I have to keep it under, maybe 4 or 5 ounces of silver. So how am I going to do that? How am I going to construct it to make a mold without a 3D printer or without anything like that? And pretty much I came up with the idea of using plexiglass and doing layers of plexiglass. So first thing you're going to have to do in this instance is come up with the shape of how you're going to do that. Then we'll take those concepts and transfer them later on to the materials we're going to use and go from there. So I'll get to doing a little sketch here of what my thoughts are. I've never done a video series like this at all, so bear with me because it may suck. You may not even understand. I don't really even know how to talk you through it. I'm just going to kind of draw some stuff out here, maybe put it on a fast forward loop so you can see it run through. It's done. We'll talk a little bit about it, and then that's that. All right, let's get drawing. So the first thing I will say is approximately a 2x2 square is about what the space that we're gonna need. I don't really have a ruler or anything, but it's going to be basically in this space here. That's it. Because by the time I get through layers of plexiglass, carve it all out, it's actually going to be a few ounces of silver. You'd be surprised at how fast that adds up. But if you take a regular silver bar, it's only about yay big, and it's real thin, maybe 1/8 inch thick. Very tiny. So once you start adding layers to this guy, it'll probably be about 4 ounces of silver, so this size. Now you can scale that stuff down, so we could draw it big and then use a copy machine, shrink it down, but then you got to watch detail, stuff like that, because you're going to have to, in this instance, going to have to carve it out into plexiglass using a Dremel and some other tools. So I'm going to try and kind of do that scaling now, if you will. I think it's going to be easier just to start from here and move forward. So, all right, let's get to it. Now remember, this is just like a thumbnail concept kind of thing. This isn't a finished product, just getting an idea how we're going to lay it out. I'm thinking they have those old-time grills on them, so we're going to have to put some old-time grill in here. Maybe like 4 of these guys. And then you're going to have like a little tiny piece off of here. Something like that. Right, and then they have the rounded hood, so we're going to round that hood out like so. and then it kind of comes down to a point. And then we're going to have the cab here. Cabs up. I'll put a little split window in there. How about that? And I think off the top here, we're gonna give her some stacks. I think that'll add some character to it. Something like that. Something I think is what we're gonna go for. I can zoom that in real quick. Let's see. Something like that is what I've been thinking, right? Kind of looks like an old school truck. Now what I'm thinking though for layers, right? Because I got to layer this in plexiglass. I think that this, I think that the hood and the front grille and this will be all one piece. And then I think that the stacks, the cab and the wheels will be a second piece. So you'll be kind of like, let's see, let me give me some space over here. I think we'll kind of be, if you're looking at it on the side, you know, you're going to have like these wheels, right? And then this is just, I mean, bear with me. This is just a thought process that I'm going through, trying to think of how I would do this. But I think something like, you know, this, and then you know, then when you cut this out, you're gonna have to cut out the same as the top layer, right? So you kind of got this for your bumper here. And then it's going to go out here, and then curve around, and then curve in, but not really, and then it's going to go out, and it's going to come out. So you got all this cut out to do, right? Yeah, no, I'm getting a little, but then you're just going to have this, and then you're going to have, this will be like the roof line, and then you're going to have this other piece out. Now granted, I'm just freehanding this, so it may look crazy, but and obviously I'm not ending up where I'm supposed to. That's pretty close, right? So like that would be like your first piece, something like that. So this is what we're saying, like that's your first piece of plastic. Plexiglass, that'd be like the cutout. And then I think the second piece that we would put on there would actually be the, you know, this would be your stacked up. Now this would actually cut across here. Then we're up, you know what I mean? And then here's this piece. And then it's going to come in, and then like I said, we'll take the rest of the hood. Oops. Oh yeah, I guess that would be right. It'd be up here. You know what I mean? Something like that. That'd be your second piece of plexiglass. And then you know, you're gonna have to do some carving in here. Carve that out. You're gonna have to carve this out. Obviously, you're gonna have to carve the detail, the window, and the split pane out. You have to carve that out. And then I'm going to be using plexiglass out of a monitor. You're going to see that monitor. So then what we're going to do with that is essentially come across here. I have this round piece in here idea to shape this out. So I'm going to be carving this down to curve this hood in here. And what I think I'm going to do is I want to stamp. I want to use my 6mm stamp here, and I think that's where I'm going to put SHTF. And then I'm going to put one here. I think the headlights being SHTF will be super cool, right? And then we'll just we'll carve in a bumper. You know, carve in the bumper pieces or whatever, and we'll just put them in here. And then this will be carved out. And then there's the three-dimensional side thing of the front of your truck. I mean, it's kind of cool, right? Let me see. There's like the original concept guy. And then here's kind of like the, you know, the three-dimensional two pieces of the plexiglass. And then on the back side, we're gonna essentially flip this guy here. So it's the same basic idea. Let's move that back. Let's get that in the frame. Same basic idea. You know, you've got the same square. And you're gonna have a rear bumper. So you're gonna definitely have a rear bumper, right? And you're gonna have your two tires. This one's a little sloppier because I'd already given you the basic concept of how we're going to do that. And now to make it like a three-dimensional, you got your bumper, right? Well, on the back of them, they got a bed. So, you know, we got to put a bed in there. Right? And we'll have to do some contour, something on that, just a little contour in there just to kind of take it down. And I probably made that a little too much. This probably should be shrunk down some. Probably shrink that in some. Because I still got fender wells, right? Still got some fender wells put in there. And they'll probably be basically the same shape as the truck, as your original shape. Because that way when you cut stuff out, you're following that same design for the third dimension. So we'll just take that up here like so. Like so. And then of course you're gonna have your stacks. Still got the back side of your stacks. You know, you're gonna have your other one here. And like I said, this is a little sloppier. I'm on the side. And then you got you've got the back of the cab, and then you've got the top of the cab that comes across, and then they have a big window in the back. And I thought about doing for that, putting maybe some fire. See how that works, a little fire in the back, right? Now in this instance, what my 3D piece will be is my third piece of plexiglass will be my stacks and the rear of my tailgate, because everything else will be part of that first layer. You'll have your stacks, but your stacks will be in this instance. So that's the back, right? And then I think I'm gonna put like RN metals in there somehow, right? On the back instead of Ford, Chevy, something like that. I think so. And then if we slide back over here to our concept, right? That means it's on the downward layer. You know, you're going to have now a second one here. But these are going to run just into the top of this place. Sorry, not on panel. It's going to run right into this piece here, because this is just set up just so. So you'll have this cut across here, this piece come down. You'll still incorporate your bumper, because your bumper is going to be thick, right? So you're getting your stack, the back, and your rear bumper. And then we just got to do, you know, a little carving, shaving and stuff to make all the planes kind of, you know, make that three-dimensional feel. But the wheels and the cab and the stacks will be all part of that center layer. And I think that'll work out cool. And matter of fact, on the original, I'll probably even take them out of the first layer. The first layer I probably just won't do these, because they don't need to be that thick, and they're actually towards the back, so that'll actually work out better. That way I just got the front of the cab, I got the hood, I got the hood and the bumper. That's it. That'll be the first piece. The middle piece will be the stacks, the cab, and the wheels. Then you flip it, it's still the cab, the stacks, and the wheels. And then the third piece is the stacks and the tailgate, and the rear bumper. So the only thing that's 3 layers thick will be the rear, will be the bumper. It'll be all the way through it, encapsulate the whole thing. So anyway, that is the concept design of the bar. I don't know if that really made any sense to you. I hope that it did, and I hope you're excited to see the stages as we go through there. So that's what I got on that. The next piece that I'm going to come out with will be the conceptual drawing for the box. So you'll see how I came up with that idea and put that together. All right. I look forward to seeing you guys on part 2. That'll be the concept of the box, and we'll see you then. Later.